Welcome back to the channel. As I mentioned in my last video, I've got myself a new camper van, well, new to me, self-built. It's a VW Crafter on a 2012 plate, 2 litre TDI, long wheelbase. I want to get inside as quick as I can because it's quite windy outside today, so I'm not too sure how well you'll be able to hear me. So we get inside and have a look round, and I'll show you what I've done to it already. I will do a video of the outside of it, but I won't talk on that, as I said, because of the wind. So here we go. Welcome to my new beast. Let's shut the door, keep the wind out. So when I bought this, I bought this with my heart and not with my head. I basically should have said thanks, but no thanks. Now at the moment I've done nothing at all inside the cab. That's basically a little bit of a dumping ground in there, but I have been using it. I've been taking it into work and it drives lovely, but at the moment this all needs tidying out in there. The seats aren't that great underneath here, but it's got these dry robe covers on there which are already on there, so I'm quite happy to keep them. I'll just get the wife to stick them through the washing machine and then bung them back on. Now it's all done out in this grey colour, which most of these, the top cabinets are already done, but I've done some to myself, and a lot of it is stuff that you can get from B&Q, or you buy the materials and then you can wrap them as well. So that's what I've done a lot of already. Now anyone that knows much about these vans will know that they're generally built for racing vans, camper vans. So basically what you have is your bed is up here, underneath there is your garage where you can put your go-kart, you can put your bicycles if it's bicycles you're riding, or a motorbike in there. Also have your tools in there and a trailer on the back. Well, myself and the wife are nearly 60 now, so the last thing I wanted was one with a bed up that high where we're going to have to be climbing in and out of it all the time to get in and out of bed. Not going to be practical in time to come. So I hunted for loads, and there's lots of nice ones out there, done out nicely inside, look lovely on the outside, but the beds were too high. And this was the only one which was advertised with a bed up here, but it also had a bed down here as well. And there's a double bed up the top. So I got in contact with the bloke and said, how easy is it likely to take that bed out? And he said, you should be able to take it out quite easy, which as you can see I have, because you can see where the mark where the bed was. And that generally is just at the moment where the wood marks on it. I've got to clean that off yet, and so it's still work in progress. At the moment you can see all my stuff down there because I'm scribing in for some cupboards, and I'm going to fit cupboards up that end, on that side, and we're going to have cupboards this side. That's the head end for us, and that's going to be your foot end. All my electrics is underneath our feet. The hot water heater is placed over there underneath the bed. It's a Malaga one, it runs off gas and electric. Gonna have a shelf there as well, which we've already got because that was already fitted there. So I'm going to fit that shelf back in there, and between the cupboards up the top and that shelf will be another TV. It's going to be a 12 volt and 24 volt, basically because my wife generally can't go to sleep without watching telly. So we're going to have a telly there, and yet we'll have a telly there as well for in the lounge area as well. That one's only 240 volt though. But we have got an inverter which we could run it off of, but generally we won't. But if we're on a campsite and we're hooked up, then yeah, we can use that one, and then when we go to bed we can use the other one because this will be able to run off of shore power and also off the 12 volt. I've had a lot done to the electrics. Initially there was just batteries in here, and a lot of the other stuff was that side. Now my inverter's that side, which is a 2000 watt inverter, Victron Phoenix one, and then I've got two charge controllers, one this side and one underneath that panel there, because I've got two different panels upstairs on the roof. I've got a 200 watt solar panel and a 400 watt solar panel, so I've got 600 watts together. And then we've got a smart charger there, so we can charge it up when we're hooked onto the mains. Also down there you've got a DC to DC charger as well, so it charges off of the battery while we're driving. And there was 2 great big AGM Ledger batteries there, which now I've gotten down to 1 lithium battery, which is lighter, and that's a Fogstar battery, so I can look at the app on my phone and look at all my Victron stuff and at my battery as well to see how well it's doing. I do want to add another fuse box in there because I've got some other bits I've got to add into it yet. But that's our bedded area. Kitchen area, so we've got kitchen, sink, cupboard space underneath. There's not a lot of space under there because there's the water pumps at the back of that underneath there. Got the oven, and this is what I fitted in here. I fitted this, got the worktop, cut that in last weekend, and these units, because the wife wanted more storage. Now initially, as I said, you had your double bed up there. Taking that out, I'm going to put cabinets in. But here, across this way, you had 2 seats with seat belts, and you had another little cupboard here, or another worktop which come to there, which you can see where the painted line is yet, because I've still got to paint it. And underneath there was a little fridge, and basically if I put 4 cans of Bud in there, that fridge would be full up. So that's gone. What we're going to do is we've got a fridge already, and it's one that's on wheels, like a tool chest, so you can take it out. It's a mobile one, you can take it out and put it in, and that's going to sit there. We'll still be able to get in and out. What you've got to remember, it's a camper van. You're going to be squashed for space. Generally what we're going to do is go away in it, stay places, go out hiking, go out on our bikes, and also when I go on bike meets, if we're still on campsites, we'll take this as well. Now that will sit there. It'll plug into there because it's 12 volt, but it's also 240 volt, so those have been put in there. Got our table here, which you can walk past when it's in, but obviously it all comes out if you want it to. That also swivels round. I have to do with one hand. That swivels round, so then if we're working in this kitchen area, and the wife or myself doing any cooking, really the wife because I don't do cooking, and then we've got this surface as well, plus after we've eaten we'll both stand here washing and wiping up. We've got extra place to be able to dry our stuff up and put it down before we put it away. So yeah, that's the table. Let me turn that around again. Now those double seats there do swivel round. The driver's seat swivels around as well, but at the moment my diesel heater is underneath that seat, and I don't believe that's going to swivel with it because I've got a funny feeling they put a bolt through it so it doesn't. But I'm not worried about that because where I fitted all of this in, once I took those seats out, it's not going to swivel around there anyway, but I wasn't worried about that. But that one will swivel around, so we've got a little bit more seated space if we need it. Plus if we do find the fridge is in the way there, we can lift it up and put it up there. The other bonus about the fridge being there, if we're sat outside, we don't have to keep coming into the fridge. We can just pull the fridge over to there and take it out, or if need be, lift it actually out and then plug it in outside if we want to. So this here was a larder door for this kitchen design, so bought that larder door, I've cut it down and fitted it in there. Got swivel vents, so this one will basically turn and be sat this way all the time because it gets heat down to the back of the van. That one there either up all this way, not that way because of the fridge, don't want to put heat onto the fridge. And then there's also one in the bathroom which I'm going to show you in a minute. So at the top there we've got a maxi fan over the living area, and then also we've got the windows this side which slide and open, windows that slide and open that side. Now all of it does need painting inside at the moment. I've got that to do, and a lot of it is still really dusty because I'm still doing bits of cuts and that in here, but it all does need painting. also need to add that, yeah, so the units when I bought it ended there, so put that new piece of worktop on there, and best I could match it up. But all these switches were actually in that panel facing that way, so I've had to move all of them and put all of those into there. Unfortunately the socket there wouldn't fit the way that it should be, so I had to put it up on the side, but I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, that's my water tank reader. At the moment I've got no water in there. That's my water heater for the gas or for one of my mains, and that's my gas meter. It tells me what I've got and what I haven't got. So at the moment it's saying I'm full, but I don't think that works that well, so I might end up having to replace that. Right, so let's have a look in the bathroom. So as I said, when I bought this, I bought it with my heart, not with my head. I've just shown you a video outside of it, and as you can see it looks really nice, especially with the Rhino hard alloy wheels on it. But yeah, I really should have walked away. And one of the reasons being is when I bought it, this room was here, and all it had in there was a Portaloo, which I've still got at the moment. It's out and I'm giving it a deep clean. That fits in there fine. We take it out, and also I need to take it out when I need to empty it. But this was just basically a room. There was no water in here, and I've had to put this in, that in. There's a wheel arch down there, so that's had to cover the wheel arch, and the piping comes through into there from underneath this side, because there's water in here but not there. Obviously when I bought it, I thought how hard's that going to be. I should be able to do that. Yeah, was able to do it, but it was quite a fiddly job and it wasn't cheap. Used John Guest pipes and fittings, and they're not cheap, but they are the best to use. And then in here on this wall, down this side and that side, it had this type of tiling on, but in black, and I think that's called Dumlo tiles. They're heavy but they're waterproof and they interlock, so already underneath here this is all got that tiling and it is waterproof. So what I've done is I bought these. If I'd done this van again, I wouldn't use these. They were a right pain in the arse to fit, and in places they've not fitted right, as you can see there. But anyone who's ever worked on a van will tell you that nothing in here is straight, and you're constantly having to try and scribe around things and trying to cut things in to make things fit. And yeah, these are no different to that. But they're waterproof, they don't look too bad, and for the time being they will do. As I said, I've got a vent coming through there, so all my vents come through the diesel heater from underneath the driver's seat. Right, schoolboy error, battery just ran out on the GoPro. Just goes to show I'm out of practice, done it. So what I was saying before the battery went was, yeah, there's a vent there that comes from the diesel heater, so we've got heating in there if we're using the wet room. But we can also put that on and ensure that it doesn't get damp in here, can try and keep it warm and dry. And also I'm going to put an extendable bar there that we can take in and take out, which we can hang clothing on if we've been out for a hike and it's got wet, so we can get it in there and try and dry it. So the floor around the edge has been sealed twice, and then that sealant's around it as well. That's acro flooring, which is what they use in wet rooms, in houses and etc. And it's been well and truly sealed all around the plug hole, inside and out. And what I've done is I've fitted both on the floor and on the top these push down plugs, so obviously that works fine there. But then we'll have that open when we're using it, but any time that we're not using it, we'll have it closed, because one, that stop the draft coming through, but also if the water from here does back up that way, which it shouldn't, but if it does, then that's closed off. The water will come up and it can't go any further, and hopefully it'll go back down to the waste tank. Now, I didn't mention the waste tank, but the waste tank is where the spare wheel is, so I've had to plumb all that through as well, underneath the van, because basically what the guy had before was one of those water waste master things, and we didn't want that because there wasn't going to be enough space for that. So yeah, now I've got the waste pipe from this going to the waste tank that I've put underneath there, and then both the pipes coming from this sink and from the wet room floor. To be fair, whenever we've stayed on a campsite, we've generally used the showers there rather than use our own and waste our water or so on, because the showers in the campsites now are pretty good, and wherever we stayed before, they were always good quality, clean, tidy, warm enough. So generally, yeah, we'll probably only use this if we really need to, if we're off grid somewhere and we feel that we need to have a shower or wet down. And anyone that's ever had a motorhome or camper van, you know that you're very careful with your water. So basically get in there quickly, turn it on, wet yourself down, wash yourself down with the water off, put it back on quickly, wash your soap and that off, and then get out. So yeah, it won't get used that much, but I just wanted us to be able to have the option if we needed it, to be able to shower. So this comes out and you can use it to wet yourself down and then goes back into there. So yeah, that's good enough also for the wife to be able to get there and wash her hair. Obviously I don't need to have to worry about washing my hair. Right, so showed you where the vent coming through there. Let's have a quick look, because I didn't show you underneath here yet. So that's where all the heating ducts is coming from. So it comes from the diesel heater, which is an Apache diesel heater, from under my seat, through here, one vent, through there, two more vents. Now, at the moment I'm not going to do anything else in there. We will use that for storage. We have to be careful, I know, with regards to the vents, because they will crush quite easily. But if it feels that we do need it, then I can put some boarding across there. I just don't want to lose any of the space, that's all. And then yeah, I designed the top so that it would come down and go inside this piece there, so you can't see the front edge of that. But when we get the whole upholstery done, I'm hoping to have the seated cushion all the way across. It's going to be about 5 to 6 inches deep, and then what I would like is for a little lip to come over there so it covers there, and then the back piece will sit on top of it to keep it in place. And then again, that's going to be about 4 inches deep, and come up to just above where the sill is for the window. And then we're going to have a big cushion there and a matching cushion down that end, so it sort of like closes it in. So that's that bit there done. I've already gone through this bit. What I need to mention is worktop. I've got a lot of spare worktop because that was 3 meters long. And what we're going to do in time, I'm going to take out the oven and we're going to go do away with the gas altogether and just be electric. So the inverter that we've had fitted, which was fitted with all the other electric stuff that I had done by Nick at Van Junkies in Gosport, and I've got to say they're really good. Can't fault them at all from start to finish, going down there, getting them to advise me what I can do, what I should do. I've had some issues before I took the van in to have the electrics done, so I got in contact with Nick and he's really good straight away, messaging me, sending me pictures of stuff and advising me what I should do. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, they fitted an inverter. The inverter that they fitted, I checked with them to make sure that it would be good enough to be able to run an induction hob, and they obviously also do induction hobs, so they've made sure that they fitted one that will be compatible with one of their induction hobs, and later on I'll get them to do that. So again, that'll be ripped out, I'll put in the rest of this worktop in there, so we will replace that and an induction hob will go in there, and then yeah, I'll put a unit together to fill that. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll quickly show you the video that I've done outside. As I said, I'm not going to talk because it's windy outside, and I'll let you see that now as I get outside. Right, so as you can see from the outside then, we can have the door wide open or we can have the door half shut, depending on how we want it. Fitted a light there so that when we come back to the van in the evening and it's dark, before we get in, put the light on, see where we're going, put the lights on inside and then turn this back off. This piece here, because we bought it, the whole of this area was open, so yeah, this is the back of the unit that I've put in there. Going to put some form of decal on there, VW or Living the Dream, something like that on there. Got this bit just to finish off yet, and what I'm going to do is fit coconut matting in there, so as you get in you can like wipe your feet. And what I am going to do is carpet the whole of it with grey carpet on the floor as well, because even though it's insulated with Kingspan and other insulation underneath the floor, it is quite cold if you haven't got anything on your feet. So gonna carpet it. As you can see there underneath the bed, we have got a little cabinet there, so we'll be putting bits and pieces in that one there. I won't show you the actual back of it inside today, because I need to move it forward to be able to do that. But that's the vent for the water heater, outside electrics. Got a light there. What I haven't got yet is an old one which we had on the motorhome. What I might do at some point is put one on, but I'm no rush to do that because it's quite expensive. As you can see, the roof rack up there, which has got the 400 watt solar panel sat there on it. It's got a reversing camera. It's got this decal here. It had the same decal but only on one side, because I think the bloke was looking to put a window this side and then didn't get round to doing it. So I've taken that one off and I want to get one to match, because I couldn't get one to match the other one on the other side, so I need to buy a pair for there, which I'll do at a later date. Wheel carrier is going to go on there, and then we've got the ladder going up onto there, which obviously I can't really use a lot now because the panel's in the way, but I'll leave that on there because we can actually connect stuff to the ladder, so it helps for storage and carrying when we're moving about. Obviously it's got the tow bar on there, which is one of the really important things it needed to have when we bought it. Just going to quickly jump back inside then. The beauty about the sliding door is we can have it half closed or half open, whichever way you want to look at it. So as I just showed you with the roof rack on the top, we're going to fit Wi-Fi in here, which we had in the motorhome. At the moment, my daughter's given us one of these MyWi or My Wi-Fi box modem thing, which you can take around with you, which they used to take away when they went away staying in a caravan down Cornwall. So she's given us that. We're going to give that a try. I'm going to get a SIM card put in there, and then apparently I can share my data from my phone onto that SIM card, and also use my phone as a hotspot if I need to. A little bit technical for me, but yeah, if that doesn't work, then as I just showed you with the roof rack on the top, I can fit an antenna on the outside to the roof rack, so I don't have to drill into the van. And again, the cabling I'll come across again sat on the roof rack, so that it's not actually sat in any puddles of water on the roof, come through the back there, an existing inlet already, down and then in through the back there. And what I'll do is I'll fit the actual modem for it inside the cabinets, so it's out of the way if we need to do that. And also a TV booster, so that'll be in the same place on the roof. Wiring to do the same and come through in there as well. So generally that's about it at the moment. I need to get on and get the rest of the scribing done, get the bits cut, rub them down, and then I'm going to wrap them and then get them fitted. So that's my next job, and the next thing I'll probably show you at some point. So for today that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, thanks for coming and listening to me dribble on and show you my DIY skills, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.